Welcome, Kate.
Hi, thank you.
Kate is going to be one of 54 authors that will be at the Festival of Books and Creativity at the end of June in Novi, Michigan. Kate has her first book out, Dancing with the Skeletons in My Closet. Please, Kate, share with us about your book.
So, this is an opportunity for me to utilize my social work degree.
Oh,
Uh, it is a chance for children and even adults alike to get in touch with their feelings and emotions and bring them out of the closet so that they don't stuff them in the closet to be
mhm.
dealt with years later.
Hmm.
So,
Bring that book cover up almost in front of your face. Awesome. Love that book cover. It is so cute.
thank
Right.
you.
Now,
My
did you illustrate your book or did somebody else
I
do it
did
for you?
not. My illustrator is my new daughter-in-law, Nikki
Oh,
Sanders.
nice. Now, you said that you work in social work. Um, and is this book geared more towards children or towards adults or both?
So, correction, I have a social work degree.
Okay.
I do not currently work in social work.
Okay.
However, people tell me all the time, simply by talking to them,
Mhm.
I help them a lot with their problems.
Mhm.
Um, I I currently am an accounting supervisor. I've been doing accounting for over 30 years, and I just love accounting. So I've always said that social work will be my retirement job.
Ah, okay.
But I actually wrote this story about 10 years ago. And
Mhm.
at that time, my son and his now wife
Mhm.
were in high school, and she did the drawings by hand at that time. And
Nice. Oh, I love hand artwork.
when when I met my editor last year, I had my now daughter-in-law redo the illustrations.
Mhm.
And well, she kind of revised them a little and did them digitally on the computer. So
Mhm.
she kind of, updated them a little bit, but still stayed true to the originals. So she did that. And yeah, so
So she actually drew those when she was in high school then?
yeah, her senior year. Yes,
Oh,
she's
wow.
very creative. She even made the banner behind me.
Awesome. Very neat. And that's the thing is that, with books, it is so cool to get banners like that made to just bring that little bit more attention. So when you're at events, people go, "Oh, wait a minute, what's that?" And it will definitely be drawing people in. Um, with this story, did you have an outline or anything, or did you just start it, write it, and go from there?
I actually wrote this story in one night. I
Oh,
was at my kids' basketball game one
hmm.
night and I was just thinking about it while watching the game. And I went right home and sat down in front of my computer and started typing, and it just poured out of me.
Okay.
But it stemmed from personal experience
Hmm.
and learning how to dance with my own skeletons. So it came to me very quickly and very naturally.
Hmm. So you said that you actually work in accounting. How
Yeah,
many years have you been working in accounting?
over 30 years.
Okay. And do you see that coming to a close soon to where you may jump to social work, or is your writing career going to take off and we're going to see a whole bunch of future books?
I do have other book ideas
Oh.
in floating around in my head, and I didn't want to even start them until I saw this one come to fruition.
Mhm.
Now that it is in print, now it's hard to actually find the time to sit down and start writing with having a full-time job and
Mhm.
trying to, market this one. But I do want to get started on the next book. I will probably continue in accounting for several more years.
Okay.
My boss doesn't have to worry if he sees this. And he is being very flexible in terms of me scheduling. I actually go to classrooms and read my book. Um,
Oh, nice.
yes, the last 2 weeks, especially because March is reading month,
Mhm.
I have had over 20 readings in
Wow.
classrooms. Yes, I've been running a lot this week. Uh, So, in fact, after this interview, I'm going up to mid state and up in the thumb.
Oh, nice. So, when you do these book readings at the schools, do you take a stack of books along with you and then they purchase them after the reading, or do they pre-order, or how does that work?
I usually send a flyer
Mhm.
that they can pre order, and
Okay.
then I will take some with me. Um, but I just really want to get the message out. So,
Mhm.
me reading to classrooms, it's just very important for me to. It's the book just has such an important message
Mhm.
that I just really want to get that out.
That is awesome. So what you said that you have a book in mind that you want to do for your next book.
Mhm.
Are we sticking with children's, or are we going to launch to a different genre?
No, so I have two other children's books in mind,
Okay.
and I do possibly hope to maybe someday write a memoir.
Oh.
I have been told that I should take that route possibly, just between my story and the roads I've taken uh, between, um, yeah, my um, childhood and finding my adoptive family during the pandemic, and yeah, just my healing journey and coming out on the other side.
That could be a very interesting memoir.
Thank you.
So what do you have any can you give us any clues on what those other children's books are going to be?
They are both also social work,
Okay.
geared towards helping kids learn to manage, emotions and, um, letting things go, and it makes us all happier, I think.
So how did, cuz social work is so dynamically different than accounting. How did you get started in accounting versus social work?
So I've always been a numbers person.
Okay.
Math, had accounting classes in high school, but I never got an accounting degree.
Mhm.
But once I started my healing journey which wasn't until later in life. Uh, that's when I discovered I wanted to be a social worker and help others experience the healing that I had experienced. So I got a social work degree, uh, but getting into the social work field, A, is a huge pay cut.
Well, there's that.
There's that.
There's that.
And uh, there was a lot of, well, I'm sorry you don't have the experience. Well, how am I going to get the experience if you don't want to hire me to give me the experience?
Yep.
And and then when you look at it, is that you kind of think, well, yes, I have life experience.
Mhm.
So like I said, I've always kind of said, okay, social work will be my retirement job. And whoever I can help along the way,
Mhm.
I will do that. But if I can be an inspiration to others to just, you know, whether it be get their degree later in life, like I did, or, I wrote this book and it sat for 10 years before it got published. And I never gave up on getting it published, and it happened. So
Now, did you self-publish?
I did, yes. I found my editor at a craft show.
How awesome is that? And is this same editor gonna do your next books?
Possibly, if she's interested.
Awesome. So, what do you do outside of writing and your accounting job? What else does Kate like to do?
So my husband and I are empty nesters. Um, and so we love to spend time with each other. We actually like each other after 31 years
Well,
of,
that's a good thing.
yes. And people can't believe that. They're like, what? We've been married for 31 years and we're having fun doing some traveling, and we love to go to movies and go on walks and just spend time together. And our son got married last year. Our daughter just got engaged just a few weeks ago. So, waiting for those grandbabies.
Well, give them time. One's not married yet. The other one,
Right.
well, they could start having kids now. They got married. So, where do you guys like to travel to? Is there any particular spots that you really like? And
So, we just got back from St. Thomas,
oh,
which neither of us had been to. And that was kind of new for my husband because he is normally continental US.
okay.
So, yeah, he is kind of expanding a little bit. So, and we hope to travel to Italy, uh,
Oh,
but we're waiting until after all the weddings.
yeah. That kind of,
So,
you have to kind of be here for that.
right.
Well, this has been awesome. Um, any thoughts on what you plan to do as far as I know you're doing the book signings at school or book readings at schools. Are there any book signings that you've got coming up between now and the end of June or even the end of the year?
Uh, just other craft shows
Okay.
that um, and more that I plan on signing up for. Um, yeah, my vacation to St. Thomas, I planned in March. So that was a lesson learned because with March being reading month, so won't do that
Mm.
next year with all the school readings. But after March, I'll dig into, yeah, registering for more craft shows. But
Well, awesome. Well, thank you for taking time out of your day to come and share
absolutely.
with
Thank you
us.
for
And
having me.
I love your new banner behind you and
Thank
can't
you.
wait to see you at the end of June.
Thank you. And I hope everyone votes for our book cover.
That's right. She's in the book cover contest.
Yes.
Can't forget that part. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Mandy Joe.